Hi everyone.
Hi guys.
Welcome back. It's lovely to see you. So today it's kind of a follow-on video from a video that we did a while ago about a house that we were both really excited about, that Dan himself had. I think you discovered it for us. I'd not known about this house.
It was a house that, especially when we did our 10 videos we should try, 10 houses you should try, we asked for recommendations of houses we should try. And in fact, a house which lots of people they kept saying is that if you love Arizadore, you should really check out Bortnikov. Because Dmitry Bortnikov worked at Oud with Russian Adam, so they kind of work together, and they're obviously from a similar style. I also want to just, as a kind of slight diversion, mention somebody when I was on Instagram. I was talking about Bortnikov, and someone said, "Oh, you should really watch this interview which Dmitry did with Ensar Oud." I think the video, and I suggest if you've never heard of Bortnikov, you just pause this video a minute and go and watch the video. I think it's called Russian and American Oud. Ensar Oud does amazing videos, which I've learned a lot of technical stuff from. But it's just interesting to watch this video about Dmitry Bortnikov and see his passion.
Yeah, it shines through.
You know, his passion for fragrance, and you hear him telling stories about wading through snake-infested waters to try and get the ingredients he wants. You know, this is not someone who's just buying oils off a shelf and putting them together and thinking, that'll do. This is someone who is obsessed, passionate about fragrance.
How can you argue with that? You know, that's the passion that I think you should have.
And I've got to also, I get that's the kind of thing that excites me when it's someone who's really, you know, he's striving for something exceptional. Not the other day. So when these fragrances were released, I blind bought Amber Cologne. And we did a video.
Which you don't normally do.
I don't normally do, especially for, you know, quite an expensive fragrance. But I blind bought it, and if you've seen the video, and I stand by what we said in the video, I'm really happy with that blind one. So we did a review, and then he contacted us and said, "Do you want to try the other two fragrances?" Of course, we said yes.
Yeah, please.
What I didn't expect is that he was actually going to send us full bottles. So here they go. I mean, the presentation,
which is very, very
is incredible. So you get the light shining on there. But so we did not ask for these free bottles, but he really kindly provided them for us. So we're really excited about trying them.
I have no idea what these things smell like.
Let's talk.
So exciting.
So I've had these for a few weeks. I've worn them each for about 3 or 4 days of testing. And I really, really love them.
And I can say today, I mean, this is unconnected, but Dan seems in a happy mood. So my guess is that he's probably enjoyed them.
I mean, I kept like sending messages. I think, Joe, you're going to like these.
Yeah, it's so exciting.
What I will say is that I saw the notes lists, and I thought, Oud Monarch. Oh, that's a kind of to really simplify the notes list. In fact, the notes list comes on this amazing little card.
That's cool,
which makes you feel like you're kind of Charlie in the Chocolate Factory, which is quite cool. But I thought this was going to smell like Russian Oud, which is a fragrance by Arizadore. And then I also saw the other fragrance, which is musk based. So I thought, is that going to smell like Siberian musk? They do not smell like Russian Oud or Siberian musk. They are completely and utterly different. So, you know, whilst Dmitry and Adam obviously work together, I think they share the quality of ingredients. The quality of ingredients is extraordinary, but the fragrances, I think, have got a very, very different feel.
Exciting.
Anyway, actually, let's get rid of this paper. We're going to go
this is for skill,
the full hog, because these are really beautiful fragrances. What I will say about this fragrance, Oud Monarch, is that this is not one. Be careful if you're wearing a white shirt, because it really stains.
Look at the colour of that juice.
You can see the colour on my hand. But
let's get a smell of this.
This, we've talked about fermented cheesy ouds. This is possibly the most beautiful oud fragrance I've ever smelled. I mean, the
honeyed, sweet but cheesy funk as well.
A little bit of cheesy funk, but it's when I first wore this. In fact, even maybe the first couple of times, I couldn't really pick out individual notes. All I felt was there was this oud, and I was experiencing different facets of it.
Yeah.
I felt there was a slightly funky facet. I felt there was a chocolatey facet. I thought there was
definitely a
ambery facet. I also felt I think I said to you there was a Coca-Cola vibe I got slightly.
Yeah.
There was definitely a kind of a boozy feel to it. I mean, smell that.
It is really staggering.
It's so.
There's not a rough edge in sight on that perfume.
Now the second and third, and now I wear it again. I do feel I get some. I'm slightly aware of some other things.
Yeah.
This beautiful, thick, dense frangipani note. Yeah. I think the rose is kind of. It's interesting because it is not a rose oud fragrance at all, but I feel the kind of there is some brightness of oud adding quality. The brightness of rose adding some quality to the oud. And of course, there's
staggering.
There's the beautiful, rich cacao. Really, it's bitter and it's round and it's deep.
But I don't know how he achieves that, because there is a real bitterness to that chocolate, but at the same time, it is all enveloping.
You can see this little notes list. Here we go. Beautiful, lovely. I mean, you can look this notes list on the website as well. But
some lovely florals coming through there as well at the start. But so I'm getting a lovely white floral in there.
Yeah, and I think as you smell all three fragrances as well, you do start to kind of. There is a hint of white. You do notice some familiar notes a little bit.
Yeah. Like all great perfumers, there's a DNA, there's a backbone which gives it a recognisable.
I mean, he lists Magnolia. I can't say I get that, but definitely the Frangipani.
That's absolutely playing.
Which is this kind of thick, rich, kind of slightly sweet, cakey.
Yeah.
I always think of Frangipani as kind of cakey.
Well, cakey I also got a little bit with the cologne, didn't I?
Yeah, because of the Frangipani.
Yeah. But that's my association.
But the other thing that I will say, and I said this about the Amber Cologne, but
more booziness now as well.
The blend is extraordinary.
Absolutely first rate. My God.
I mean, and I feel that this is so homogenous, and this is why I think what I feel is slightly different to a Riche Doré is when I smell the Riche Doré, I'm really aware of these big ingredients going wow. Whereas,
which we love, of course.
And it's incredible. Whereas I feel slightly more with this that the whole thing is a little bit more homogenous. I'm not saying one is better than the other, and I can't actually say which I prefer. I feel they have moods when I want to be smacked around the face by ingredients, and the other times when I think I want to just bask in the wonder of the composition. I will say I can't think of a better name, because if you want to experience an oud of exceptional quality, but are perhaps intimidated by something like the Promise. Or what's the
Deceiver? The Night.
The Night.
Or the Deceiver, Oud Infini.
Or things like that, which are masterpieces. But you can find those funky ouds intimidating. This is not intimidating.
And this is something I think that going back in time,
labdanum as well, treacly tide of.
I'd like to say with that slight sweetness there. Maybe I'm being melodramatic, but I sense a little bit. If you go back to 2003, when Tom Ford tried to introduce M7 into Western mainstream perfumery. I mean, this isn't mainstream at all, but I kind of feel like we've come full circle. And someone had said, right, it doesn't have to be big medicinal, it doesn't have to be big barnyard funk, it doesn't just have to cater...
Oh, look at the oil, I don't know if you can see the oil on my hand, but it's like...
It doesn't just have to cater to the people that like the big funky ouds. We can actually make something that's kind of... I mean, it's not easy by any stretch, but kind of pleasing. Wearable. And I can imagine if that was sold as widely as it should be, I can't see anyone not falling in love with that, because it's immediately pleasing.
I mean, from the little I've read, I think he has wanted to take these extraordinary quality ingredients and make something which is a little bit more wearable.
I mean, he's done it, hasn't he? My God.
As I wore this, I mean, the other thing I will say about this, initially, I mean, I got lots of compliments actually when I wore this. Lots of people noticed it and commented on it. I will say after about 2 hours, the sillage was not enormous. But it did last this lasted well over 12 hours, but it wasn't an enormous kind of projection monster. And again, I think that ties in with what I said a moment ago about the title. It is regal, it is elegant, it is beautiful. Yeah. It doesn't need to shout about it.
It doesn't have that spirit.
There's nothing screechy or in your face.
No. It's really beautiful.
That real like it's so boozy.
Yeah, it's the booziness as well. Like it's sort of like an Irish cream or something as well.
And it almost, I don't know if this is an appropriate comparison, but it almost makes me think that booziness, that rich, deep booziness, makes me think of something like Enigma.
Yeah.
By Roger Dove.
Yeah.
That, you know, if you want that luxurious, I don't think there's tobacco in it, but that kind of like tobacco-y, boozy, deep, luxurious film.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I remember Enigma pretty well, and I think there was also in Enigma this slight Coca-Cola thing going on.
Yeah, but
Enigma being Once Upon a Time, Pure Distance.
Yeah,
Pure Distance was it that
E or is it
E, Creation E, whatever it is.
But and also the other thing I love about this is I really do detect a little bit of castoreum, and I think there's some civet as well. But again, like, it's never. If you're intimidated by animalic fragrances, you won't be intimidated by this. All it adds is this warm, purry fuzz.
Absolutely, it's interesting actually. If you don't think of it as an animalic, psychologically your mind doesn't go there. But if you remember that these things do have animalic elements, it just takes you to that slight. And slight beautiful
and I think
sweetness.
all the castoreum is just adding this slight leathery warmth. It doesn't smell like a badger's bollocks.
No.
Okay.
A little human sweetness.
A little bit.
Done via the medium of animalics.
Right. Now.
So Musk Khabib.
Musk.
I should know this. I'm an Egyptian man.
Khabib. So this I found was completely different. I'll also say that having experienced some of the. Sorry, I can't get this to focus. Some of the Russian Adam. I'm going to give up with this. Nearly. Yeah. Some of the Russian Adam musk fragrances, I was expecting possibly a big, explosive musk fragrance. But right, I'm not going to say too much. I'm going to let you smell it, because in the first minutes, something really came to mind. I'm going to go big. Let's go big.
Go big or go home. That's what I say. Oh, hello. Okay. That's instantly.
I started to think about a house. I don't know if you get it at all, and it's a house which I really, really love a lot, and I didn't expect to experience it. I don't know if you get this at all.
I have to say, I'm not sure how accurate I am on this one, but I'm getting slight turn of century Guerlain.
That is exactly what. If you had, I was hoping you were going to say it, but I didn't want to mention it before.
Stuff going on.
Especially Mouchoir de Monsieur. There's this, one of the most amazing bergamot notes.
Absolutely stunning.
But if you had told me that I was opening a 1950s Guerlain X-Tray, I would have believed you.
God, bloody hell. Yeah, I mean, the first thing that came to mind there was a turn of the century Mouchoir, Jicky perhaps.
Yeah.
But with real front and centre.
And also, what I found interesting, as opposed to Oud Monarch, where my initial feelings were this big round, just woodiness, I was much more aware of a kind of classical pyramid. See, and already I think you get ylang ylang.
Yeah, absolutely, straight away.
You're thinking a kind of like Chanel No. 5.
Straight into a big opulent floral.
See, this just smells French.
Yeah.
I think it smells French, and it smells like something from generations of master French perfumers. And the fact that it is a self-taught Russian perfumer living in Thailand it boggles the mind.
Do you know? I like another thing I'm getting now from. Not from the opening so much, but just from what's in the air, is a salty sweet thing, like a lemon cheesecake or something.
Well, and that's the other thing.
But like a biscuity base that's quite salty, like digestives.
I've got to say,
food is all my thing.
I actually didn't detect. So when the same day I picked these up from the post office, I've been on holiday, I picked this up from the post office, the same day I picked up the two Original Dore fragrances, Siberian Musk and Ottoman Empire.
Yeah.
and I smelt the Siberian musk first, loads and loads of musk. I don't get anywhere near as much musk in this, and what I'm more aware of is the ambergris, which I think is the saltiness you're talking about.
Ah, okay, yeah. That makes sense.
I mean, I definitely get saltiness there. I get much later, I got
fizzy, isn't it?
I got kind of a muskiness, and I found that combined. You said you were looking at the notes list, and you saw
just from this,
from tonka bean, and you were thinking, oh, I don't always like tonka bean, but I really felt tonka combined with musk to just create this round warmth, and I was so. See, a lot of that opening citrus has gone, hasn't it? So I'm really much more aware of this classical sheepra.
Yeah, absolutely. That's been done, I think, with at least a nod or a love of what's come before, which is beautiful.
I don't know a huge amount of him, but he must be someone with a huge amount of respect for old school, great French perfumery. But also to smell the blend of that.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a single rough edge inside, is there? Absolutely beautiful.
It's weird smelling these two side by side. I now feel that Oud maybe is a little bit funky by comparison, but that's because I feel we've gone to another world. I feel we've gone to the Orient.
This is brightened up a lot,
as opposed to 1900 France.
Yeah, if you said to me that was an extrait from the turn of the century, maybe an indistinct Guerlain, but it's got that nod to the classicism and the beauty. And
I don't think it necessarily. I'm not going to say it smells like Michel de Monsieur.
No.
I can't think of another fragrance it does smell like. But if you said this is, I don't know, Le Fin de Siècle by Guerlain, and I'm in French, I would say, oh yeah, I can believe it.
Oh,
but isn't that amazing?
So beautiful.
And I'm not entirely sure what I expected, but it wasn't quite this.
I would have expected a really super animalic. Musk on the, some Siberian deer musk or something. And I'm sure, this is the thing, I'm sure the musk in there is the absolute finest quality, which is all the more incredible that it's been used in such a way.
With such finesse and elegance. And I come back to
it doesn't jump out at any point.
Homogeneous. Even though I'm more aware of notes in this, much more aware of notes in this than I am in Oud Monarch.
More pyramid structure, I
think. But it's still, there are no rough edges.
No.
The blend is extraordinary. For lovers of Guerlain, for lovers of old school, beautiful, elegant French fragrances, I think you will love this. Yeah. If you're expecting a big, punchy Oriental musk, I think you'll be disappointed.
It's more special. I mean, it's far more inviting.
Yeah, again,
which
this is
a good perfume should do. It should invite you to draw your neck in.
And this is one
and smell.
It's just one for you, and you can imagine. Just wearing it at a really special occasion and a kind of turning heads by that guy just smells classy.
Yeah.
I'd also say, I was trying to think, does the ylang ylang turn it feminine? I don't think so. I'm someone who likes to wear florals.
I don't find it feminine at all.
I feel it's down the line unisex.
Yeah. It's just beautiful and elegant. Stunning. I mean, and now that some new brightness is coming to that. Some new bright aspect that wasn't there before. Yeah.
Anyway,
such immense quality.
We're really excited about these. I think it's pretty.
I'm going to do some more research on the house and see what else is out there. I think.
So, thank you, Dimitri, very, very much.
Yeah. Thank you.
I think you can probably judge by our reactions that they are sincere and we're not just trying to say nice things.
No, my God.
But I mean,
well, we just wouldn't. We wouldn't talk about it.
Yeah.
We just wouldn't. We talk about stuff that we love. That's why we do this.
This is Perfume Lovers Perfume.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, Dimitri, and please go out and try them and tell us what you think. It's a really special house with a really talented guy, I think.
And again, just original and caring about the stuff they're doing.
Yeah.
You sense in every smell of that.
This perfume is made with love.
Yeah.
I should
no cut and paste.
I should probably say, these aren't cheap. These are $350 for 50 ml of X-ray, which it doesn't matter who you are. That is obviously a lot of money, but in terms of what's out there,
it's such special quality.
I think those are reasonable prices.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So great stuff.
Enjoy, happy sniffing, guys.
Yeah, until next time,
really.
very happy sniffing.
Thank you.
Thank you.